Good afternoon, everyone. This is Christian with PerfectStockAlert.com, a 100% free service for smart investors and traders. All we ask in return, please refer a friend. Today is Wednesday. It's January the 11th, 2012, and we're going to be looking at four different major markets. Today we're going to start off looking at the Russell 2000 Small Cap Index. This one had a recent sell signal here, but we told you to ignore that because of the overall chart pattern. We expected a breakout of this resistance line, which is what we had 2 days ago. And we're continuing that move higher, and this will continue to move higher, and we see this to be the case with U.S. markets overall. However, there are some telltale signs that we're growing kind of long in the tooth here, so we need to keep an eye on this move to the upside as being short-lived. That's the only best way I can explain it to you, is that it's a short-lived move to the upside, but you can play it to the upside. And the reason why I call this short-lived is because you can look at this high point here and this series of high points here, and you can see you're trending up. Yet the corresponding signals indicated by the ultimate oscillator, high point here and a lower high here, is actually trending down or flat. It's actually slightly down, but it's not confirming this move to the upside. Now that may change, but at the moment it's developing in what's known as a bearish divergence. It's actually a sell signal. It takes time to develop before you actually start seeing it break down, and we don't want to start shorting it until we start seeing that breakdown. But for now, we are trending up, and that's fine. We can use that, but keep an eye on this bearish divergence that is actually setting up here. We can keep an eye on that because sooner or later it's going to be the basis for our short later on. But we want to see price activity start to break down before that happens. So for now, we're trending up, but we're trending up because we're topping. A quick look here at the S&P 500 large cap index. Basically the same overall chart on all U.S. markets except for the Dow Jones, which actually had a breakout earlier than these guys. But same story here. We had a sell signal here. We told you to ignore it. Expect a breakout to the upside. You got that a few days back, and we're still moving higher here. We are seeing a hammer candlestick formation here. That's also another one of those telltale signs that you're weakening on the uptrend, and we expect that, but we also expect to continue to move higher short term as we continue to trend up. But again, note those high points here, and then a lower high here. It's trending down, while the same corresponding highs between here and here are trending up. This is a bearish divergence forming. It's not time to short yet, but it's getting there. So you can continue to play this from the bull's perspective, but just keep a tight stop on whatever you're doing, and know that at some point you're going to need to trade from the other side. This is the bearish perspective. Silver is a weaker version of the gold chart. You've got this downtrend that's been going on for a while and making a series of lower highs and lower lows, and that has been in the case. And then you get a nice hammer candlestick reversal signal here, calling for a bounce to the upside. You've had one back here as well. Well, we told you back when this started that you could play that, but it's a counter trend bounce. It's not actually a reversal until you actually make a series of higher highs and higher lows. Right now, you're not seeing that. You're still seeing counter trend reversal here. You may get pushed into a higher series of highs. Actually, you have seen a higher series of highs here and here, but you have actually not made a higher series of lows to go with that. So you don't know for sure if it's going to hold. You are seeing a higher series of highs, so you can analyze that and say, okay, sell pressure has decreased from back here. Back here was obviously stronger than it is now, and you're getting a move to the upside, which you can like that if you're a bull, but be sure to wait for the proper entry points, and this wouldn't be it in my opinion. Also, in this chart, I've said it's weaker than the gold chart. You'll notice that in this particular case, we don't have that the bullish divergence that you had in gold. Here you have these low points that are confirmed by the ultimate oscillator saying it should be to the making lower lows, and here it was making those lower lows confirmed by the ultimate oscillator. Therefore, it's not as strong as what we saw with the gold chart we looked at previously. So that's something else to keep in mind if you're trading precious metals. Gold is stronger than silver right now. Okay. Last chart we're going to look at today is TSX, or Canada's markets. You can see here that 4 days ago we told you about this bearish engulfing signal here while you were extremely overbought on the ultimate oscillator. All those signs told us we did not want to be a buyer at this point. You are still trending up. That's good if you're looking for that very maximum return you can possibly get, but I wouldn't be playing this from the long perspective. And this move that we've seen to the upside here, you'll notice it's a shooting star. Basically, it's an inverted hammer that's at the top of the pattern. That's a sell signal. It's actually not a buy signal. And if you are long this, you want to be concerned when you see stuff like that. One of the ways to trade this now, when you're in a strong uptrend, you can see these develop along the way that will not actually mark the very tippy top of your move, so you can get stopped out pretty easy. But if you wanted to trade after the from a bearish perspective, what you would do is set this candlestick as your guideline. The high here would be your stop loss limit. You would short anything at this low point here and higher. So that within that range, you'd be willing to short at with a stop right there. That's if you think this is the very tip top. I couldn't say whether that is the case or not. We're still not getting a series of lower lows. We're not actually taking out the lows other than just individual candlesticks. So I can't look at that and say now it's time to sell this thing. It's not actually moving lower at this point, but it is giving you all the topping signals you ever wanted to see. Support is way down here. You made a big move up here. You broke out of this previous resistance, so you're going to get a little bit of support off of that. That's why you're seeing a little support right here instead of selling off. Remember what I talked about in previous videos. We're doing the analysis process. Whenever you break out, the sell signal should not be something you jump on the short side, because you have nowhere to go. If you short here, where do you go? You're going to fall to like this point here before you find support. So let it get overextended. Let it continue to jump up there, give you more sell signals, that kind of thing. And then once you get overextended above this minor support, then you've got a much better chance of it getting pulled back, even dipping below that. A lot better reward that way as well. Okay. So right now I'm not bullish on this in any way, shape, or form. I've totally made that chart and unreadable. There you go. Okay. So I'm not bullish, and I wouldn't all be jumping on the short side either. Let the markets continue to exhaust themselves. Let them continue to run up, make bearish engulfing signals, those types of things. We can get to the selling later. But for now, just know that I'm not a bull here in any way, shape, or form. Please take a moment to review our disclaimer. The information provided herein is our opinion only. Under no circumstances do any statements here represent a recommendation to buy or sell securities or make any kind of an investment. You are responsible for your own due diligence. To summarize, we do not provide investment advice, nor do we make any claims or promises that any information here will lead to a profit, loss, or any other result. These videos are for educational purposes only.